This week, we are going to work on getting active if we are not already active. So even if you are active, we're pushing towards the 500, okay? We're pushing towards the 500. Remember, this is going into our busiest season, right? So we want to be communicating with our customers. We want our customers excited, just as excited as we are, not only about what we have on now and what's happening in August, but we really want them excited for the brand new catalog that starts on September 1st. So because I am doing my happy mail outs today, I thought, why not bring you guys along on the journey? So that's what we're doing today. I normally will go into Canva and make like a fun little flyer, or a rack card. 9 times out of 10, it's really a rack card. But I have been busy. I've been busy. And so I haven't had the time to get in there and do it. And I was in one of the groups the other day, actually yesterday, I was in one of the Facebook groups, and I saw, I think it was Robin, another star director, had shared her template of her monthly newsletter. She does these every month, and I really just like the way that it's laid out. It looks fun. It is an exciting visually, okay, and I really liked it. And I was like, okay, well, okay, Jacqui, instead of just putting off and waiting and sitting down and creating my own, why don't you just use what someone has already shared? So that's what I did, okay? So I am going to, of course, share her template because I didn't create it, but I want you guys to be able to use it as well. And so this is what I've done. First and foremost, though, I did, a couple of days ago, I went through and I made a reel when I did it. Whenever I make samples or I'm working in my scent lab, right? I'm always doing a reel. I'm always doing some social media, because when you are bringing people along, if you're working your business on social media, then you want to bring them along for all of the little things that you're doing. It may seem like, oh, my customers have no desire to see what I'm doing, or my customers don't care, my followers don't care. Let me just tell you, the more and more and more that you're sharing of the behind the scenes or how you work your business, the more people are interested in what we're offering and what we're doing, right? What's available now. And what is more important is people are seeing that this is something that they could possibly be doing too, right? And so it may encourage them to want to reach out and say, hey, I've thought about joining Scentsy, or hopping on your website and clicking that join button, right? The more that they're seeing how you're working your business and seeing how it can be very basic and easy and something that they could work into their life, the more the better, okay? So this is why, again, you may be like, oh, I only share, flyers, or I only share pictures, or I only share when we're doing a sale or when there's a new collection launch. You guys, always bring it back to whenever you're working your business, share what you're doing. And that could be a reel. If you're not comfortable doing reels or things like that, and you're just like, yeah, I have no idea where to even start, then like I talked about with the newsletter, right, and my mail out, don't sit here and keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off just because you don't know where to start. Take something and start with it, okay? So even if it's just a picture of you making some samples, if it's a picture of you printing out envelopes, if it's a little boomerang on putting the mail in the mail slot, right? Like whatever it is, those are the kinds of things that you want to be sharing. Your followers, who may or may not yet be customers, again, they're going to see these things. And the more consistent we are, the more they're going to see it over and over again. And the more they're just going to be connecting you with Scentsy, right? The best fragrance that is around. Just saying. I might be a little biased, but it's true. All right, so I did make some samples. I just made felt samples of the Honeycrisp Harvest. So this is the scent of the month for August. I didn't, because July was an extremely busy month and my husband was changing jobs. I was changing jobs, so I didn't get the scent of the month or the warmer of the month last month. So what I did is I waited until August 1st when it was available, and I just ordered a 6-pack of wax. And I ordered a 6-pack of wax all in Honeycrisp Harvest, okay? It was also 10% off too. So boom. And I earned some PRV from that. Double boom. Okay. So I got those and I was like, all right, once those arrive, then I'll be able to make some samples, get those out in the mail. Now, here in Kansas City where I live, we're like teetering on it's cool enough to send some wax. It's maybe not cool enough to send some wax, right? So I'm still in my felt sample stage of sending out samples, but if where you live is maybe a little bit better, that's fine. You can of course just make whatever samples you want to make, but I'm just sticking with felt for now, especially for doing these mail outs, because I want to make them inexpensive, right? And in our quest to bring things back to basics, in our quest to get to active every single month and start being consistent, and that we got to do things on like the smaller scale, okay? So as much as you want to make all the fancy molds and do all the things, unless you're going to be delivering it in person, dropping it off on like a porch drop, or taking it to work with you and passing it out wherever it is else that you may go, church, kids activities, school is starting, okay, those kinds of things where you can pass it out, then awesome, keep doing those things. If you want to do those things and mail them out, just realize that your mailing budget, your business budget, it's going to increase a little bit if you're going to do that. So again, where you're at in your business is going to determine what you should be doing. All right. I don't want to encourage you guys to be doing mail outs that are going to put you in a spot to where you're like, I'm not really making enough money in my Scentsy business to justify spending X amount of dollars in sending and mailing things out. Okay. So that's where we want to really look at things. Where are we at in our business? Let's be realistic. Bring it back to the basics. Stop trying to do everything that everybody else is doing. Just bring it back to basics, because at the end of the day, all we want is our customers to get an experience, right? And that can be as simple as a felt sample. That's it. We just want them to smell it. We want them to be excited. We want them to know what it smells like. So when we are posting about it, they're able to put a scent to the picture, right? Or when they continue to see you post about it, right, they're going to be like, oh yeah, she sent me that sample. I need to open that envelope, or if they haven't opened it yet, right? Or, oh my gosh, I need to try it. Here's the other thing with felt samples too, which I absolutely am obsessed with doing felt samples. When it comes to felt samples, if your customers don't know, and even if you think they know, it's time to remind them, okay? Bring it back to basics. That's our theme this month, okay? Felt samples can actually be put in any warmer dish. Any of ours, anyway, okay? Please tell me that you don't warm in other brands. If you do, I don't ever want to hear about it. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Don't want to know, okay? But with Scentsy and our warmer specifically, right? We warm with a specific bulb that is meant for our warmer. And our warmers only melt to body temperature, okay? So because of that, that is why it is perfectly safe for our customer, when they get their fun little felt sample in the mail, that they can then take that, clean out their favorite Scentsy, and I'm not gonna clean mine out because I just changed it yesterday, but dump out their wax, wipe it with a paper towel, right? And then they can take their little felt sample that they just got from you, place it right in the dish, and put it right back on the warmer. What that is going to do is that's going to warm the wax out that is now sucked into that little piece of felt, right? And it's going to actually release the oils and everything else, and it's going to allow them to experience the scent. Did you guys know this? And let me tell you, I can't even count how many times when I've just had extra samples that maybe didn't get mailed out, and I'm like, oh, well, here, I'm in my office, let me just go ahead and change the wax. You know what? Let me use these samples that never made it out, these last leftovers that I had. Let me just throw some of those in. I can't even tell you how many times I've thrown multiple felt samples into a warmer and left them for like a week or sometimes longer in my warmer, okay? It is not going to be a fire hazard, anything like that. That's one of the reasons why Scentsy is so amazing and why our products are so great, okay? They're safe. They're safe. So if your customers don't know this, or if you haven't told them lately, you need to tell them. All right. So when you're doing those follow-ups, when you're sending your happy mail, you can write a little note. You can make a fun, cute little sticker to put it on there. You can use the Post-it note idea. Remember, we went over how to print on Post-it notes. You could do that too. And make a little Post-it note or make a little note that says, hey, you can actually put this in your warmer. And you just do a little blurb about it, because your customers may not know. They may just think, oh, they sent me this. Yeah, okay, I smell it, kind of, oh, whatever, right? And then toss it away. We want them putting it in the warmer. We want them actually experiencing the scent to its full potential. Our wax is specifically designed to be experienced, okay? So being able to release those essential oils that are in our wax is essential for our customers. That's what we want. So I made up a batch of felt samples, did those, and then I took, which I will be sharing this as well, right? Okay. I took the one that Robin did, and I just literally took exactly what she had. Again, I loved the visual of it. It just was really, really great. It caught my attention. And if it's something that I'm like, oh, that made me stop and look at it, I'm like, well, then definitely it's going to make my customers feel the same way. So on the flyer, she put on there, of course, the warmer and scent of the month. So scent and warmer of the month is right there. Of course, a nice blurb about our 10% off this month's sale. So our end of season sale. Of course, she put a picture of the Gordy Goodness collection. That's the one that launched today. So it's available today, guys. She also threw on, now because this is a personal one-to-one thing, we can do it this way. She threw on the limited time or the LTO scents that are dropping in those collections. She also added the August whiff box, so a fun, nice little curated picture of that. And then over here on this side, it is scan to view August collection. And then she, of course, had her QR code. I just replaced it with mine. And then shop, and then my website, what was her website? And then I added my website. So all I had to do to customize this was replace the QR code and my website. Now, I'm going to show the template so you guys can do the same. You can make it as easy as you want, okay? So even if you don't have the full or the pro version of Canva, you don't have to. You can use the free version of Canva to use this template link. And then you can, if you don't have the, because is the QR code the pro version? I'm not sure. But if it is, that's okay. Because when you delete off the QR code, there's a fun little, not sticker, but a fun little like picture of a bar that she put there. So it's actually right underneath the QR code. So if you don't have the ability to make the QR code, you don't have to. Just leave that part off. You can even take out the scan to view, okay? You can just leave the August collections and then shop in your website and leave the little picture that's right there. Easy peasy. Don't overthink this. Back to basics. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm taking my little felt sample. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you could do this. I used to do it whenever I would send out felt samples. I would be old school and I would just staple the little bag to my piece of paper, but I found that even a staple was kind of, I don't know, not weighing my envelopes down, but making it just a little bulky, and so I didn't want that. The really great thing about using the felt samples is that they are so thin that I can get these out without paying extra postage. So now what I do is I just use double-sided Scotch tape. That's it. Double-sided tape, okay? You can use the glue dots, you can use whatever you might have. I just use the little double-sided tape. I grab it. I actually grab mine off of Amazon, but you can grab it anywhere, right? And get it at the grocery store in that little aisle. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it. So I just take my double-sided tape. Yeah, make sure you get that. Do I double-sided tape? I'm going to stick it up here because I want them to see that that's what it is. And boom. And then all I have to do is just stick that to there. And now it's stuck to my piece of paper, okay? So all I have is this piece of paper. What is this piece of paper doing? It's giving them a scent. And remember, we're educating them. We're telling them that they can actually use the felt sample, put it in a warmer dish. They can experience the scent and smell what it smells like warmed, okay? And it's one piece of paper with literally everything that's happening this month. We're getting active and more this month, okay? We are working on promoting this month. We are in an incentive period starting this month, guys. All of this is gearing us up. We want to be doing this, okay? So now all I have to do is take this. I use the I think they're A10 envelopes. I call them the bill envelopes because that's what they look like, right? If you don't have these, get whatever envelopes you have. Run to the Dollar Tree, go on Amazon. That's where I usually get mine. Now, I like black because it's just one of the things that I love because I love my fun little gel pens. So on my team, you guys know I usually just handwrite when I'm mailing out on my black envelopes. It's just something that I personally like to do, and it's fun for me, and it gives it a little personal touch because I'm handwriting on there. But again, that's me. You use whatever envelopes you want. They could be white, regular envelopes. Doesn't matter. It's not in the details, friends. What is in the details is giving it that personal touch, right? So that might include handwriting, even if it's not printing on a Post-it note, taking a Post-it note and handwriting a little note. You know, hey, Nancy, it was so good that I was so excited to see when you ordered from me back in June. Here's the newest scent of the month, and here's what's going on this month. Talk to you soon, and then sign your name. Easy as that, right? A fun little personalized note that you can put on something. I mean, come on. Let's just bring it back to the basics, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tri-fold this so it's envelope size. So I'm just going to bring this down here. Dun, 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 dun. Get this in. There we go. All right, so now I've got my tri-folded piece of paper. Remember, it has everything on it. I don't have to do anything extra. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in my envelope. Boom. Seal this baby up. Now, I like to put a little confetti in what I send out, but that's just me. You don't have to. I like doing that. And then if you want to print out your address labels, if you want to handwrite on your envelope, that's fine too. If you don't have a printer, okay, that's okay. You can actually take this template, make it, and then what you can do is you can actually go up to like your local library. They have printers. You can log onto their computers. You can print out. And I want to say it's like, at least the last time that I had done that, I want to say that the library charged like 10 cents for a piece of paper or something. So every copy was like 10 cents. So if you don't have a printer at home, by all means, totally do that. You can find ways that you can do it. You can also, sorry, my husband was just texting me. He's on his way home from work. You could do that. That's probably the easiest, I would say, when it comes to printing if you don't have a printer. Now, another way that, of course, you can still use this template, okay, is to actually email it out. You can email this to your customers and totally cut out all of the mailing expense. Now, even though these are only going to cost me one stamp to send out, you may not be able to afford getting a book or 20 stamps, okay? That might not be in your budget. That's okay. So if that's not in your budget, email this baby out, okay? Get into your workstation, go through your order history if you don't already have it, and then you can go through. Just message him back. There we go. Then you can go through and just email this out, okay? Now, are they missing the felt sample? Yes. But at the end of the day, is it going to be that big of a deal? No, okay? Yes, we want them to be able to experience it. But if that's not where you're at, then you go where you are at. And that just might be emailing out, because I don't want you to stop at the fact of you saying or holding yourself back by saying, well, I can't do that because I don't have the money for stamps, or I can't do that because I don't have a printer at home. I can't do that, fill in the blank. Don't do it. Stop playing the I can't because game, because you will just fall down that rabbit hole and keep on falling, okay? And you will never get anything done. So if you don't have those materials, if you don't have the money for stamps right now, all you need to do is email this out. You could even take a picture, save it as a picture, and you can text it out if that's more your speed. However it works for you is how I want you to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's communication and building that relationship on a consistent basis with our customers that is going to be able to move your business forward. So take the I can't because out and meet yourself where you're at in your business. That's where we are in our business. We're bringing it back to basics. It is just about getting the word out, okay? So this is what we're doing. Now, for those of you who like to do or have the local customers where you like to do something maybe a little bit special, okay? Here's where I'm gonna meet you at your business. So I grab these, I grab these little containers on Amazon. I'll link the Amazon link so you guys have it. But I grab these little containers because they actually fit 1 cube of wax perfectly. So to my VIP customers, to my Scentsy Club subscribers, I like to be able to do something when their subscription runs, when someone has placed a party size order or closed out a party with me. I like to send them a special swag bag. It's just something I do, but that's where I'm at in my business, okay? And that might be where you're at, or maybe this is where you want to be in your business, okay? So this is a future idea for your business, okay? So I take these little containers, I put 1 cube in there. I always add a little piece of felt because that way if it does start to melt, if it gets a little too warm in the mailer, then that felt will help to soak up any wax that actually starts coming off. And again, remember, they can throw that felt right into the warmer dish too, okay? Perfectly fine. Then I just made some little round stickers. They just say August scent of the month. I know it's probably a little hard to read and it might be backwards. It just says August scent of the month, Honeycrisp Harvest with a little apple. That's it. Printed on some Avery round stickers, plop that guy on the front. So that's that little container. So to those VIPs who are getting those swag bags from me, then they are getting one of these along with the newsletter instead of the felt sample. Again, that's just where I'm at in my business. Don't do that until you're there, or you just want to do something, or again, if they're local, it's not going to cost you any money to ship, right? Or to create that little swag bag. Remember, being able to have those follow-ups, build those relationships with customers, builds that trust, right, with your customers, and it builds that consistency. So maybe there's a time in your schedule, 1 day a week, maybe once every other week, who knows, once a month, where you're like, okay, I've got like an hour that I can take once a month, and I can go around to all of my local customers and do fun little door drop-offs or porch drop-offs, okay? So I like to do that. I don't have a whole lot of local customers, but those that I do like to do that when I have the opportunity. And so that's when it doesn't matter how much it weighs. It doesn't matter if it's just in a Ziploc bag. It doesn't matter, right? It's not about those types of details. It's about just communicating with your customers and being consistent and sharing a little bit of that Scentsy love, right? That Scentsy spirit. That's what we're all about, is Scentsy spirit. And that's what we want our customers to feel when they shop through us. That's what sets us apart in this business. All right. So look for those ways that you can set yourself apart. So that's another really great idea. So if, again, that business budget doesn't allow for mailing or things like that, then look to see who those local customers are. What do you have that you can actually put together? Maybe you don't have the scent of the month. That's okay. Do you have extra bars lying around? Let's use some extra bars, right? You can, depending on what you have, right? It could be as simple as a scent circle if you've got a couple scent circles laying around. It can be extra samples that you haven't given out. It can be those business supplies that are still sitting in your office and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get those out. Make a little baggie, put it together, put it in a little brown paper sack with a handle, right? It's just fun. And then you can really, you don't have to worry about the weight of the packaging. You really don't even have to worry about, is it going to melt? Because if you're going to be dropping it off, what I do when I'm doing that is I already have a list of who I'm going to be dropping off to. And then I save their cell phone number. And so after I drop it off, like as I'm pulling out of the driveway, I'll send a little text and say, hey, it's Jacqui, your Scentsy gal. I just left a little fun package on your doorstep. Enjoy. Have a great night. That's it. Simple, quick text. They get that text, they go out, they see the little package, they pick it up. Oh my gosh, right? So again, really something that I don't have to worry about postage or anything like that. It's really just using my time to go out and make those little porch drop-offs. Easy, quick, but a great little personalized touch. So however you're doing Happy Mail, however you're working your business, look for ways that you can meet yourself where you're at in your business and how you can communicate with your customers. That's how we're going to begin staying consistent, building good habits in our business, and getting ourselves to where we want to be as we go into this busy, busy season. I'm ready for fall, you guys, and I know that you guys are as well. So let's jump in, let's get ready for the season, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.